Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui. It's remote. 1,100 miles from the nearest island, Pitcairn Island, 1,900 miles from Chile. Not only is it remote, but there's a mystery. The mystery of Easter Island is these moai. There's hundreds of them. They weigh up to 82 tons. They were built sometime between 1200 and 1680. They were carved with stone hand tools from solid rock. Who built these and why? No one really knows. That's the mystery of Easter Island. We sailed my 50-foot, 15-meter schooner Issuma from Mexico to Easter Island. This is a map showing the major wind systems and ocean currents of the Pacific Ocean in January. The winds are in red, the currents are in blue. It comes from a book called Ocean Passages for the World, which is put out by the British Admiralty. I wanted to sail to Chile, to Patagonia in the south of Chile. To get to Patagonia from North America, if you go the direct route, when you get near to South America, the winds and the currents are against you, and it's always nicer to avoid that. If instead of the direct route, you take a longer, farther offshore route, you avoid the unfavorable winds and currents. So if you basically go south-southwest from North America, around the South Pacific High, then go southeast to the westerly winds of the roaring 40s, that's 40 degrees south, you can get all the way to Patagonia with favorable winds and no adverse currents. When you go this far offshore to get around the South Pacific High, you realize that you're not that far away from Easter Island. So the route doesn't need to be changed much to include a stop at Easter Island.
Just another gorgeous day in the Pacific at 3 degrees north, looking at some dolphins. Maybe got some squall clouds up there, not sure. We'll see. That's coming towards us. All the sails set, including the fishermen, though it's not set very high. Lots of seabirds today. I'd be putting out the fishing gear, except that we caught a big tuna the other day and we still got lots of fish, so no point in trying to catch any more. Tuna will last another couple of days, and then if we haven't anything we haven't finished, it won't have kept. But most of it, the vast majority of the tuna we are eating. And it was really good. You can see the sun behind the clouds there.
You can see Easter Island under the spinnaker, that brightly colored sail. You can also see there's not much wind, so we're going to lower the spinnaker and then motor the rest of the way. Isla De Pascua is a Spanish name for Easter Island, and Rapa Nui is what the locals call it. This is an old nautical chart of Easter Island, and as you can see, there's no real harbors. There's places you can anchor to get out of the wind and waves, but when those change, you're going to need to move somewhere else. As a result, the Chilean Navy requires that all vessels anchored at Easter Island have someone aboard at all times, ready to move the vessel. Not everyone follows these rules, and unattended yachts have dragged anchor and ended up on the sharp volcanic rocks. What's really interesting about the waves here is that they're generated from far-off storms, not from the wind you feel on Easter Island. There can be a big change in the wave height or direction without there being a change in the wind on Easter Island. So if you're ashore, away from the water, you don't get an indication that the waves are changing. The entrance procedure on Easter Island is to anchor off the only town of Hangaroa and call the Navy, the Chilean Armada, on the VHF. The Armada comes out in a launch with all the other officials from health, immigration, and customs, and all the clearance paperwork is done on your boat. Now, I mentioned that some of the anchorages are interesting. This anchorage is called Vinapu. You can see that you need to anchor a fair ways out and that the seas are not calm. You've got to row in and then get up this ladder. Now, the water is going up and down in the waves up to 2 meters, 6 feet. Well, with waves bigger than that, we couldn't do this. That rise and fall of the water level in the waves involves a lot of water moving back and forth near shore. So there's strong currents near this ladder, going both in and out with each wave. You have to time your arrival for near the top of the wave, grab hold of the ladder, and climb up it before the dinghy lowers as the wave passes. It's exciting! If the waves are too big, you simply can't get ashore here, or back to your boat. You'll need to wait until the waves die down. Cruise ships to Easter Island get their passengers ashore in a different place, using small boats going between the anchored cruise ship and a small harbor. Whether or not the cruise ship passengers can actually get ashore on a given cruise depends on the waves. I talked to a cruise ship passenger who was on her 4th cruise to Easter Island, and it was the first time they'd been able to get ashore. That's it for now. Check out some of my other YouTube videos